Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all doing super well. So today we're going to do a girl chat video. I actually was inspired to do this by Samantha Maria. I saw her do one. Actually, she does them pretty often. I've never done one before, so I just thought we could theme this as a girl chat Q&A and we could just have a chat about all sorts of things that you guys want to ask me, or whatever it is, my opinion on certain things. And yeah, so let's get started. What do you think would be the best way for me to ask my man if we can be exclusive? I say you should define this pretty early because you don't want to have wires crossed and get yourself hurt at the end of the day, when you know he is dating as one should, because you're not in a relationship, and when you are young the whole thing is to date and stuff and meeting different people and learning what you like in relationships and whatnot. And until you have the conversation with him, one, you can't expect him to be, him or her, to be only dating you. So I really suggest that you have this conversation yesterday, and when you do have it, make sure your delivery is kind and just from the approach of, hey, listen, I've actually grown to like you quite a little bit, and I would like to know if what your thoughts are on us becoming a bit more official, not becoming a bit more, becoming official and being in a committed exclusive relationship between the two of us. Make that very clear. You don't want to half word things and then later on you find him talking to somebody else and you're like, but I had this conversation, but you weren't actually clear. Be very clear in 2019. Don't text it, don't voice note it. Be in front of the person and have that conversation. And if they don't give you the answer that you need, back away, leave that relationship, because it's only headed one way and you are the one who is going to suffer. Second question, how do you know you found the love of your life? Well, I laugh about this because I feel like there are two stories that I hear more often about how people find the loves of their life. The first one is what we see in the movies, and it is you met them, the sparks flew, and this is the person, this is the one. There's the other way where it takes time. It's a gradual thing. Maybe you started off sort of just like dating and you were in a relationship, committed, and then gradually over time you guys got pretty serious and you sort of and you realize that, you know what, I want to marry this person. So I feel like this is very different for everyone, that question. What's the best dating advice? As I touched on this earlier, is be very clear of your expectations in the relationship. You have to define those lines right off the bat, because like I said, you don't want to have mixed messages, you don't want to get hurt, you don't want to have wires crossed. You really want to be on the same page with your partner. And I'm not saying dating as in sleeping around or being a thought. No, I'm talking about like chatting to multiple people, having conversations, getting to know multiple people. I never even did that, actually. I've always been somebody who, as soon as I like you, whether you know it or not, I'm already in the relationship with you, and I'm like I'm committed, even though we haven't even spoken a word. Like, that's just the kind of person I am. So I'm not saying it's what I did, but I'm just saying in 2019, really don't limit yourself. Have fun responsibly, and when you find the person that you want to settle down with, you make that known to everybody who's on your contact list. Do you see yourself raising kids in South Africa or planning to immigrate maybe, and where would it be? Due to the recent social state of this country, I have seriously been questioning whether or not I want to raise a family here, because I'll be raising kids who are South African because they were born here, but not because it's their bloodline, because they will be half Zimbabwean, half Nigerian. So that's number one. And so with the xenophobia is one thing, and then with the gender-based violence and the femicide, I just don't know. But it's also not to say other countries don't have issues or problems, but other countries, you don't hear of people being burned alive because they are not your nationality. Other countries, you know, there is violence against women, but at the rate that it happens in South Africa, like, it's baffling. It's baffling, and I don't feel safe going out. But probably not. Like, my final answer is probably not, because my fiance doesn't see himself living anywhere else apart from South Africa. So obviously it depends on both of us, but it has really made me seriously consider other options, because I don't know. What's your dream life, career-wise, house-wise, marriage-wise? Girl, I can spend all day fantasizing about this. So my dream life, career-wise, would be to be a successful entrepreneur. So with the multiple things I want to do with my platforms, I would like each of those things to be successful. I want to be more around for my kids, but have my businesses running and have people running those entities for me, and then they generate an income, and I'm at home. In my marriage, I want to be at home. I want to cook dinner most nights. I want to cook dinner. I want to pick up my kids from school, take them to swimming lessons. I want to be very involved in my home life. I don't want to have to juggle so much. Marriage-wise, of course, I want to continue to be a loving and supporting wife, partner. I want to be, yeah, I just want to hold it down. I want to hold it down. I want to hold the household down. I want to be there. I want to be present, but also be that boss. You know, I want to be a boss babe that has, you know, stuff going on at the same time. That's my dream life. And then my house, I want it to be huge and amazing and finished, and I want a modern farmhouse sort of aesthetic. Oh guys, I can go on about this. Anyway, how was life after engagement? Reality versus expectations. So I actually wrote a blog post on 3 things I've learned since being engaged. I will link my blog down below. If you guys don't know, I have started posting to my blog regularly in September. So there's different kinds of content on there. So my latest post is 3 things I've learned about being engaged. I can't wait until the wedding planning. Maybe I'll be able to answer that when it comes to wedding planning, because we haven't started planning anything yet, and that's also a very common question I got. Okay, is it naive to stay with a man on his come up with the hopes that he will marry you one day? No, it's not naive, but you have to be quite smart about it. Oh my god. You have to be smart about it. That is my situation as well. I mean, I literally, when I started dating my fiance, I just started blogging. Like, I just quit my 9 to 5 and I started blogging. It's not naive, but you both have to be very ambitious and in it together, like, to win it. Like, and with the hopes that he will marry you one day, like I said earlier, you have to make your expectations clear. Don't be living with a boy and playing housewife, playing wife, cooking, cleaning, ironing. You're not the wiser about where your relationship is headed. You need to have an expectation, and if those expectations are not willing to be met, you know, then you can show yourself to the door. You don't want to waste your time. What is it like to be in an intercultural relationship? I've never experienced any other sort. I've never dated a Zimbabwean guy. So I wouldn't know any, I wouldn't be the wiser to actually tell you that as something I'm not familiar with. I will say dating a Nigerian guy, I quite like it. It's traditional in terms of roles of the man, the woman, and I like that I'm a traditional kind of girl. I'm a romantic. I want my man to be the head of the house. I want him to be in charge. I want him to lead. I want him to give direction. Not that I can't do all of those things, but I want to support that sort of, I want to be the support, I want to be this, I want that to be the structure of our household. In my relationship, I had to learn to just bring it down a couple of notches, because I'm a firecracker, like temper flares. If I don't get my way, whoa. He's also compromised quite a bit, so yeah, it's a lot of communication. I think, once again, expectations. Have that chat. Have you started your wedding planning? No, I have not. Will you document the process leading up to the wedding? 110% I will. Do wedding finances give you anxiety? Yep. You know, in the background, I started looking at like properties, I started looking at different wedding packages and stuff, and yay, like, yeah. But like, I already knew this wedding would be, we want top class, not extortionate, exorbitant, but just, and the way it's looking, guys, I'm gonna have to save quite a bit. How to keep a man? How do you keep a man? I don't believe for this. I believe if a man is gonna leave, he's gonna leave. There's no mind tricks, there's no gimmicks, there's no rabbits out of the hat that you can pull for you to keep a man. If he wants to stay, he's gonna stay. He will do everything it takes to stay. That's what I honestly believe. And you can't change who you are just so that you don't wind up single and so that he doesn't leave you. Like, that's doing yourself a disservice. Don't worry about keeping your man. If a man has to be fought to be kept, he's not yours to keep. Let's move on to career. Advice for a new beauty YouTuber trying to grow their channel. I would say consistency, lots of consistency, and consistency across multiple platforms. Don't just do YouTube, do an Instagram, do Twitter if you can. I don't like Twitter. I don't know, I feel like YouTube and Instagram really go hand in hand together to link, to promote, to do all of those things. And so I would say be consistent on both of those platforms. Better yourself with each video and listen to the comments made by people. You know, if they are constructive, listen to what they're saying, because most of the time people actually do have the best intentions and they just want to give you advice because they are watchers. Like, you as a watcher of YouTube content, what do you like, what don't you like, and just make sure you're sort of like delivering on all of those points so that, you know, you make it a pleasurable viewing experience for other people. And when it is, those people, you'll start building a loyal fan base because you listen to your audience and, you know, you have that open communication with them. Do you ever worry that influencership is not sustainable in the long run? I do think about this, but I don't really worry about it because I have always had the mindset that you can't have one stream of income. You can't just be an influencer. You have to have other things going on. You have to, you know, once you build your platform, once you have this database of an audience that watches you, I think it is wise to use that database, to use what you have built to sort of branch out and, you know, start other projects, do other businesses if need be. We don't own Google, we don't own YouTube, we don't own Facebook, we don't own Instagram, we don't own YouTube. So they could shut down any day. And then what do you have? So it's very important to have other stuff going on that, you know, are able to bring in income for yourself. Will you ever give us presets? Love your style. I am seriously considering this. I'm gonna be spending the next couple of weeks sort of defining my presets and sort of putting together some packages if I'm able to, and I'm actually starting some e-commerce thing on my blog so that you guys are able to shop, because I'm seriously considering it, and I really thought about this very long and hard about it this Saturday or this weekend. And I think I get this question so many times about what filters do I use, do you have presets, do you have presets for sale? So I'm seriously considering looking into this, and I'll keep you guys updated. But definitely I'm looking into this to actually have presets for sale by the end of this year. 110% before summer, you know, so your Instagram is lit for summer. What to do if you're always feeling left out in friendships? Yeah, this is interesting. I used to go through this a lot in high school. Not so much. Well, actually, I did go through it a little bit as well during uni, where you have a friendship trio. So it's like 3 of you in this friend group, and a lot of the time, like, if you're not getting on with the one person, then the 2 of them always like scamper off and do their own thing, and you're feeling left out. Or, you know, I was in those situations twice in my life, and I honestly really hated it. It devastated me. It did nothing for my self-confidence. Like, it did nothing for my self-esteem, and I wish I had gotten out of those friendships much earlier. But the high school one, you're in high school, man. Like, you're catty, like, you do things, someone does things, you do it back. But I think the one that hurt me the most was when I was in university. I was in first year, and I personally I was done with those friendships. Like, I was mature enough to be like, you know what, these are not friends. These are not my friends. They don't have my best interests at heart. They talk shit about me. So you know, I feel like to protect yourself, you really know yourself, and you know the kind of heart that you have. And if you're sensitive and you wear your heart on your sleeve, I really advise that you just get yourself out of those predicaments, out of those situations. They don't serve you. You end up leaving feeling down, hurt, disappointed, and where, you know, your friendship could be very much appreciated elsewhere. So yeah, which reminds me of another question I got in my DMs that I screenshotted. It was, please discuss fake friends and how you identify them. Have you ever had to put, I don't know, odd friends? I don't know. Yeah, have you ever had to put out friends? I'm trying to decide, see what you're trying to say, but please discuss fake friends and how you identify them. I think one thing I'll say, I mean, I'm 28 years old, guys. I'm a full-grown adult, and I can say to you, the amount of friends I have lost along the way to where I am today is plentiful. But it's decisions that have served me in the long run. I love when Jackie Aina posted a picture on Instagram and her caption was, know the difference between support and surveillance. I feel like as we grow up, we sort of learn things about ourselves, and we get to determine or know better what situations serve us and which ones are not. And that's not being selfish, that's being protective of your own space, of your peace. You want positive and good energy around you. And I feel as though once that's been compromised, you are not going to be around me. You can't be around me. You can't be in my circle. I think it's important to not be afraid to free yourself of, you know, those sorts of toxic relationships. But, you know, be kind in when you're offering yourself. Don't now, you know, cuss someone's mother out, you know, when you're trying to let go of a friendship. You can just be, it can be a slow release. What do you have for a plus size girl struggling with self-love? This is a tricky one because I have always been someone who has been confident in my own skin. In school, I wasn't bullied for being fat. I was bullied for not being from South Africa. So bullied for being from Zimbabwe. Or teased, let's say. I wasn't like beaten. Good Lord. I wasn't beaten up in the streets, but I'm just saying, like, I was teased and stuff like that. I would really just say, take the time to know who you are, to learn who you are apart from what you look like physically, or how you look like in the mirror, or how other people may perceive you. You know, take the time to learn who you are on that very soul level, that very fundamental level, because I feel like once you do, outward appearances, what people say or feel about, think about you when they see you, really don't matter. I remember when I was in uni, like in first year, there was a girl who I was introduced to, who was also part of this friendship circle later on. She had an eating disorder. She thought she was fat, but she was gorgeous girl. I think it's called body dysmorphia. I'm not entirely sure. I think they call it body dysmorphia, where you feel like you hate the way you look, but you know, societal standards, you're gorgeous. She was slim, she was like beautiful body, like really amazing body, but she really had an eating disorder. I believe she was bulimic. I think she would throw up and all of those things. And me, I've always been confident, I've always embraced my curves and all of those things, and she never understood how. Like, apparently, I think she had gone to my brother, because at that time at uni, like, my brother was always on campus and stuff at the same time, you know, being a guy. And she went to him, and oh, I don't know if it was her, but someone who knew, and it has to be someone who's close to me, that you know who my brother is, for them to go to him and say, oh, you need to talk to your sister, because like, obviously in uni I was a bit smaller than this, so I would wear, like, you know, I still wear short dresses, but I mean, like, my dresses were short and I would always show cleavage. Like, I was just that person. And they had gone to my brother and they had told him to talk to me about the way I dress, because someone who had my body type shouldn't be dressing the way that I dress. And when I heard that, I feel like people either have a two different reactions. That could either affect you and give your self-esteem a knock. But whenever I get comments like that, I would literally laugh. Like, I would find it so funny. Like, there's nothing anyone could say to me that could make me feel shit about myself. And you know, I've always tried to like wonder, why is that? Why was I never? Because I'm not saying people have never spoken shit about me, about the way I look. I'm not saying that. They have, but it has never been. I've never felt like affected by it to the point where I'm sitting in my room crying, like, oh my god, I think I'm so fat. And I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's because I just had confidence within, like, that's what I valued most, like how I am inside, how I treat other people, how I'm perceived for my personality, and how if I'm kind, all those things. That's where I held the value. I didn't hold the value in the way I looked, because if I did, I would probably have an eating disorder myself, you know. But so just from my experience, I can say I think it really is about discovering self-love within yourself, and you know, how you look and stuff it should be the last thing on your mind. As long as you're healthy and you try to better yourself as a person, whatever that means for you, I think that's the most important thing. And then I think others' opinions of how you look tend to fade in the background, and they really just don't matter. Masterclass in Cape Town. Okay, I'm gonna end with this. Masterclass in Cape Town, guys. This is coming to you in October. So if you are based in Cape Town, I'd love you to follow my Instagram page called The Next Chapter. I'll leave it on the side here, and I'll leave it down below. And it is an event I'll be doing at this point in time 3 times a year, where it'll be a masterclass, but we're also discussing other things as well, panel discussions and cute little workshops as well about career, relationships. This is why I want to do this video, because I'm sort of like in that headspace now. So those are the kind of workshops that I'll be doing. There'll be beauty segments in there. So I'm hosting my very first one this October, on the 19th of October, which is a Saturday. I really want you guys to make it through if you can. There'll be tickets going on sale. Tickets are limited. It's a super intimate event, which is why I'm putting my heart and soul into this event, you guys. So I would really love it if you'd follow The Next Chapter Instagram for updates on when tickets will go on sale. and all of that jazz, and what you can expect on the day. The goal is to obviously expand into other cities in the country and do other events there, but for now this is the Cape Town thing for my home city. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm super excited for that. So I will leave the Instagram for the next chapter down below, so that you guys can give that a follow in the meantime. I haven't done a lot of posting. I've done one post there, but I'll be posting there frequently throughout the rest of this week until the lead up, until the event, so that you guys can know what to expect and stuff like that. So yeah, I hope that's clear. Okay, I think that's it. Okay guys, I think my battery is literally gonna die any second, so I want to end this video here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little girl talk. I want to do more of this video soon. I really was not expecting that many questions, and so many questions on relationships, but because I've never really delved into that on my channel, I hope that was a little insight into how I approach relationships and friendships and whatever the case may be. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to comment, like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you soon.